Back in business, halacha for modern times. In-depth analysis of halacha. Today's shir is on Rav Ovadia's Yechavedat, Volume 3, Teshubah 65. Honestly, next week is Hanukkah, but I decided to give a shir on Christianity because it's also Xmas. And on YouTube, I get 10 times, 20 times more views. I guess a lot of people are interested to know what the Torah says about Christianity. Today's class is about the subject of if a honorable person, like a Israeli ambassador to the European Union or to Spain, to England, to America, receives a medallion, but the medallion has a cross on it. And we know the cross is a symbol of Christianity, which is considered idol worship for us Jews. You with me, Shani? So the question is, how, if a person is a chief rabbi, an ambassador, a mayor, a government official, and he's presented by many of the governments around the world are Christian. You have, I think, at least 1 billion or 2 billion, 1.5 billion Christians in the world. So if you receive a very expensive gold medallion that has a cross on it, are you allowed to wear it? Question number one. Question number two is, are you allowed to... Yeah, exactly. Are you allowed to accept it? But usually when they... okay, so let me give you an example. Let's say you're an Orthodox soldier in the French, U.S., British Army. So, for example, when they want to honor very heroic soldiers that are the epitome of gallantry and valor, the U.S. Army gives a Distinguished Service Cross. The Navy gives the Navy Cross. The Air Force gives the Air Force Cross. So you can look this up online. It's a cross. So let's say you're a Jewish chaplain. Thank God we have at least 1.5 million Orthodox Jews in the USA. We have at least tens of thousands in Canada and the UK and France. Let's say you're a Jewish soldier and they give you the Navy Cross, the Air Force Cross, the Distinguished Service Cross. It's a cross, and cross, we know, has to do with Christianity. We know over the millennia, every page of Jewish history is soaked in innocent blood. Shani, you know our family originally is from Spain, and our real last name is Brahm. But we had to run away from Spain because of the Inquisition. Because we Jews, when it comes to the 10 Commandments, the first 2 is about idol worship. And we have to be burnt at the stake. We have to sacrifice our life and die and not do idol worship. So is one allowed to accept in a ceremony a cross from whatever jurisdiction, Department of Defense or municipality or government, and then are you allowed to wear it, or at least are you allowed to put it in your china closet and show it off in your office to all your friends that, hey, I had the honor that the U.S. president or the head of the the head of the U.S. Department of Defense, a 4-star general, gave me a cross. So to answer this question, There's a fascinating Trumas Hadeshen. The Trumas Hadeshen in chapter 196, brings a very fundamental Mordechai and Ravya. And he says that the cross that Christian clergy wear around their neck is only a symbol of their religion. It's not like Haman that used to put an idol around his neck. So therefore, a necklace of a cross that's attached to the priest, or for that matter a nun, around their neck is a symbol of their religion. It's not actually like a Buddha that they bow down to. It's not considered an idol. So therefore, if you end up going to a garage sale and you own it, it's not forbidden to have hana from it. Shani, my dear audience, you know that. Oh, so I want to tell you. The antithesis to Torah is idol worship. Unfortunately, Christianity started as a modern, perverted type of Judaism, but Paul made it into idol worship, where he made cheese and crackers, JC, into a god. So when if he was only considered a Messiah, they wouldn't be pagan. Unfortunately, we know historically there was a great Jewish rabbi that became Muslim, Shabtai Tzvi, and that's why the Ashkenazim don't learn Kabbalah anymore. The problem lies in that they say he's a god, he's the son of God, they pray to Mary. So if something has to do with idol worship, it's forbidden to benefit from it. And you have to burn it and destroy it. Like, Shani, you know how chametz on Pesach we burn? And we're not allowed to derive any benefit from chametz on Passover? Same thing, anything that is idol worship, idol, you're not allowed to derive any benefit from it, right? Like, let's say you go buy a foreclosed house with all the stuff in it, right? If there's idols in there, you're not allowed to go sell those idols and make thousands of dollars. You have to just break them, damage them, and flush them down the toilet. So the Trumas Hadeshen is the whole important part of this year. The Ramah in Shulchan Aruch, chapter 141, the beginning, and I quote you verbatim, says, the cross that they bow down to in church that has the picture of JC on it is considered idol worship, and therefore a Jew is not allowed to buy such a thing, and it is forbidden to benefit from, unless you have a Christian or a non-Jew break it in half, and then he's mevatel it, then the Jew could have benefit from it. That's above the scope of this year. But the Ramah says a cross that people wear on their necklace, just like Shani, let me give you an example. Lahavdil Elfei Avdallah, just like a Magen David, a Star of David is not anything holy. It's not like the Torah. It's a symbol of a Jew. You understand? So the Ramah paskins, a cross is a symbol that this person is a Christian. But the cross that they put around their neck, especially if it doesn't have the image of JC on it, is not considered an idol. Therefore, it's okay to derive benefit from it, to sell it, You get what I'm saying? So it's not idol worship. It's just a symbol of the religion. And there's an interesting shach. The Siftei Kohen there has a big stringency. He says this Ramah only applies if it's, we know for a fact that nobody has ever, no Christian has ever bowed down to it. But if you don't know, even a necklace cross, if you come to ownership of it, somebody gives it to you gift, if there's a possibility that somebody may have bowed down to this, it's safek deoraita lechumra. We have to be worried that this may have potentially been an idol, and you have to smash it and throw it away, flush it down the toilet. You're not allowed to derive benefit from it. Yeah, so the question is, how would you know? The answer is, you have to go after the majority. The majority is that, I'm going to get into your question in a second. So, basically the Shach says, it's guilty till proven innocent. That the Ramah says that a cross is not an idol, is if you know for a fact that nobody ever used it in Christian service to bow down to it, to pray to it. But if you don't know, you have to assume that it could potentially have been an idol, and when in doubt, throw it away. Now, Rav Ovadia says this is a very big stringency, because there was a very big chacham, one of the great rabbis of under the Turkish, he lived in Turkey, and he's a Yerushalmi. His name was Rav Yitzchak HaKohen Rappaport. He was a Talmud of the great Pri Chadash. The Batei Kahuna, Rav Yitzchak HaKohen, argues on the Shach. He says, what are you talking about? The Ramah, this is not the correct understanding. A cross, there's a chazaka. It's an established fact. We could easily assume that it's just the symbol of a religion, not an actual idol that they bow down to. So therefore, there is no reason to be paranoid and say, maybe somebody along the way had bowed down to this cross. No, that's the Batei Kahuna says that it's a wrong understanding of the Mordechai and the Ramah to assume that it's forbidden till proven, it's guilty till proven innocent. He says there's a chazaka. Normal Christians just wear it as a symbol that they're a proud Christian. They never bow down to it. So therefore a cross is okay for a Jew to own and derive benefit from and sell in his jewelry store. You get what I'm saying? So Rav Ovadia goes a step further. He says our case that you got a Medal of Honor from the Army, Navy, or you were an outstanding citizen, right? Right? Shani, actually what happened was, this does happen. Sometimes when you're like an ambassador, they want to respect you, so they want to say, oh, you're a hero, you're a very selfless person, they give you a cross. But the cross is not a symbol of Christianity. Rav Ovadia says, like, the cross they give a soldier has nothing to do with Christianity. It has to do with that he was a hero. He was full of gallantry. He's a valor. So therefore, because a cross is the most common symbol in their religion. It's something that is respectable. It's not an idol. Okay? So there's actually a very interesting ritva Rav Ovadia brings in the Mishnah in Avodah Zarah. Daf Membet 42b. The ritva says that there, in his time, he was living in Spain under a Christian empire. And he says that many of the cups or silverware in Spain happen to have a cross on it. So let me ask you a question, Shani. Let's say you live in a country that everybody's Christian, Catholic, 99% of the people. All of the rulers, all of the silverware have, as an art, they have a design of a cross on them. The Ritva says a Jew is allowed to own these and buy these and serve tea on Shabbat and the holidays to his guests, because these, he says, first of all, in order for a cross to be considered an idol, it usually has to have the picture of JC on it, and even if not, it has to be taken to a priest in medieval times for him to bless it. But he says all of this is not being sold as, this has been sold in a Trader Joe's, in a Kmart, in a Sears, in Amazon, of whatever of that time. A random bazaar. The person that wrote and engraved on a silver cup or a silver goblet or on a serving cup that you serve silverware to drink wine and stuff in is only for beauty, and it's a sign of respect. So therefore it's clear that nobody bows down to their, Shani, do you think Christians bow down to their silver cup or their silver goblet or to their silverware? No. So the Chidah says the Meiri goes on to say, one second, let me just finish this. The Meiri also says that if it's well known that the artist, the person that crafted the silverware or the utensil is just doing it to beautify it as a piece of art, to show, wow, this is like a handmade silver cup, silverware to serve very fancy food in. The Meiri, which is one of the great Rishonim, says that it's okay for Jews to own such kitchenware. There's also, Rav Ovadia brings the Ran. Rabbeinu Nisim, one of the greatest of the Sephardic Rishonim, brings another Svara that says, in his opinion, this is just the symbol of a religion, to remind them that they're good Christians. But nobody is bowing down to a cross, especially if it's on a cup or a piece of jewelry. There's many other Rishonim that Rav Ovadia brings down that hold like this. The bottom line is, one of the greatest Sephardic Achronim, his name was Rabbi Shmuel Cohen. They would call him Rabbi Shmuel Cohen Agadol. He was from Tunisia. He says that for sure, in a case where you have a diamond cross, or you have a diamond, a gold, 24 karat gold, 18 karat gold cross, that people wear as jewelry to parties, the Zera Emet, which is one of the greatest Fardak Achronim, says that if a Jewish jeweler wants to sell such items, like diamond encrusted crosses or gold crosses, he says that there's no reason to be stringent like the Shach and prohibit it. Listen, there's no mitzvah, but if all of your clientele are like in LA, half of the people are Christians, Spanish, and the Spanish people, 99% of them are Catholic. So if you want to have a jewelry shop in downtown LA, where you have millions upon millions of Spanish, Hispanic customers, it's okay to sell jewelry as long as it doesn't have the image of JC on it, just crosses, it's okay. Now, Rav Ovadia says a medal of honor is also much. He holds that even according to the Batei Kahuna, Rav Yitzchak Rappaport HaKohen, one of the chief rabbis of Jerusalem, the big poskin of Jerusalem from the 1800s, he says a medal of honor is also even a more lenient thing. You understand why, Shani? Because a medal of honor is a medal of the government giving it to a hero, giving it to a outstanding citizen. It has nothing to do with Christianity. The bottom line is that one of the great chief rabbis of Israel, his name was Rabbi Yaakov Meir. He was the Rishon LeZion in 1921. He was awarded the commander of the Order of the British Empire because he was always advocating the Jews to be peaceful citizens of the British Empire. He was also awarded the French Legion of Honor, and he received these from the Sultan of Turkey and the Greek government, as well as Hossein ben Ali, king of Hijaz. Actually, in 2006, the Israeli Postal Service put his picture. And we're going to post this picture with all these medallions on our YouTube and on our Spotify. Bottom line is, Rav Ovadia says that his colleague, the chief rabbi of Israel, which was a Goyin Adir, was a Tzaddik, when he was awarded the commander of the Order of the British Empire and the French Legion of Honor, every time he would go and visit the chief priest of Jerusalem, he would wear his medallions to show that he respected the government. So therefore, Rav Ovadia says that, halachically speaking, bottom line, a cross is not considered idol worship. It's a symbol of Christianity, and for sure a medal of honor that is given not by any type of Christian or Catholic institution. It's given by a secular government to you because you're a hero, you're a great, honorable individual. Rav Ovadia says you could keep the medallion and wear it with honor, and you could show it off to all your friends, as the chief rabbi of Israel, Rav Yaakov Meir, did. Thank you very much. Have a happy Hanukkah.